All right, and welcome back to another Tip for Tuesday here with the Simple team. And like I said last week, I am so excited. The month of November, we are kind of teaming up for these Tip for Tuesdays with the Deal Machine team, one of our favorite teams here in Indianapolis and just nationally that we get to work with. So, and I got one of my favorite people from the Deal Machine here team. We got Elise. How is it going?
It is going great. We're so happy to be here with the Simple Wholesaling team. We love our fam. And so, hello, everybody. So glad to be here.
Awesome. So, Elise, before we get into it a little bit, I do want to mention to anybody, if you're not using Deal Machine yet, just at least check it out. It's awesome. We have got multiple deals. We're talking like over 30 deals now from Deal Machine in the last couple of years. Has definitely helped us out. So if you're not using it yet, check it out. And if you do want to check it out, use the promo code SIMPLE and you'll get some free credits. You're able to send some mail, do some skip tracing, do some stuff like that. So definitely recommend that. Elise, what tip do you have for us today?
All right. So, my tip today is all about branding yourself and marketing to the sellers because you can add leads, you can pull lists, but if you're not reaching out to them, you cannot get a deal. So, I'm going to share my screen here, hopefully. Okay. And so, big thing about branding yourself, and one thing that I love about Deal Machine, and just even if you don't use Deal Machine, you need to make sure you're having repeat marketing going out. It just makes it so much easier. You have to follow up. Follow up is huge. I actually forgot about follow up until actually we had Brian on for a webinar, and he said, you really need to follow up with people. And I was like, man, I haven't called this guy in forever. So in mailers that we have at Deal Machine, we have templates. You can send on our basic plan repeat marketing of the same template, or we do have a campaigns feature which sends a customized drip campaign. But big thing with us is one, setting up signatures. This shows, how you sign off on your postcards, being very personable. I put a picture of myself. I'm actually going to put a picture of me and my dog on here because that definitely warms up the heartstrings and gets people.
Dogs help. I've learned through marketing and branding, dogs help a lot. Having a picture helps a lot too. When they're able to actually just connect with who they're going to be talking to, if Elise answers the phone, if they call or anything, by knowing what she looks like, that it helps. So
Right.
no matter what it is, like if we talk about this all the time on my postcards. I make sure Ronnie's face is on there, or Nigel or James, because if they show up at their house, I want them to be able to see who they're working with. So I think it's a really good tip right there.
I'll tell you what, Brian, I've told so many people to like put pictures on after they've had their logo, and logos are great. I will say, like, I have one that I switch off between my logo and my picture every other postcard, but like I've had people change it to their family pictures, and people will reference that and be like, I called you because you look like a really sweet family. And that little old lady's going to feel better calling you if you're not like, you don't seem like a big scary corporation that's going to take her home.
Yeah, that's very true. So, you want to, and we always do a little bit of everything, mix it up of like kind of do a little family thing or togetherness, or like, hey, I'm the guy next door, or yeah, I am a company. I can perform on what I say I'm going to do. So you want to mix it up because every time you reach out to somebody, you're going to reach a different person in a different way each time. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah. So signatures are huge. On our basic plan and professional, you do get one signature. I have multiple because I'm on our enterprise plan. So I do have one that is picture and one logo. And then the biggest thing, and I'll be completely transparent, the most time consuming thing is creating these templates. Because you can just go with the default with whatever program you're going with. We do have defaults here at Deal Machine, and you can go with that. But if you have other people using the same software you're using in your area and they're just sending out the defaults as well, it's not really standing you apart from the crowd. So I would challenge you to go in our postcards. We actually have it to where you can customize, like Brian was saying, being like, hey, I'm your neighbor from the area. I put like, I drove past your house. So that way they know that I'm in the area. I didn't just like scout them out. It was just like I have one guy who literally puts, I know this may sound creepy. I know your house is on the front of this postcard, but I promise you, I'm just a neighbor looking to invest in some properties. So really take time to go in here, choose your colors. And this is where the branding kind of comes in. You don't have to have a super official logo, but know what colors you want to have for yourself, and go well with the picture that you put on there too. So that way it pops out. I did, this is mine. I'll preview it really quick. but I have like really light colors in the background that go with this. And I just thought, okay, well, it's warmer. It's very fall-like. They could think this is but their house is on it. So they're going to just be like, first of all, why is my house on here? But you can also use different images as well. If maybe you don't feel comfortable having the house on there, you can put actually now a different image for that house picture. So I have that as well, but creating a campaign. So like my first one, I put this as my absentee corporate indie 1, and then I label it number 2 to go. So that way, when I go into campaigns, I can quickly just go plug in, plug in, plug in. And obviously I like the blocks template the best because that's like what is most of my templates, but we have a ton of different templates you can use. We have actually handwritten ballpoint letters that are written by a machine. It's kind of weird, but they hold a pen and it actually writes it out in cursive. It's crazy. But this was kind of what I was talking about. You can just put a picture in there. If you want your logo and you want your picture, you can actually do that. I have one that's my face looking like surprise. Oh, hello. And I put in there the property address and I try to make it as personal as possible. So that way, they see it. And this is also great if you're doing cold calling, because this kind of warms the conversation up. Maybe you don't have a huge, budget to put about a ton of repeat mail, but you can at least reference this postcard when it hits and say, hey, I sent you a postcard. And like Brian said, they'll know who they're talking to because they can say, oh, this is that chick that was on the front of the postcard or that sent to me or something like that.
So awesome stuff. Thank you so much. Like those are all really good tips. When you are looking to talk to motivated sellers, you want your phone to get ringing. The branding behind it, the marketing behind it is all very, very important. These are all really good tips of things you can do. As you can see, Elise is kind of mixing it up. I'll even kind of throw another little tip in there too. If you don't have a logo for yourself or just want to make on something like simple, you can do it for free on canva.com. I think it's a really easy place. It's really user-friendly. It's free to kind of go on there and create logos. I've done a couple of them just for our company through there and stuff. So that's another little tip, but knowing kind of what your message is, what you want to put out is all just very, very important stuff. So the branding and marketing behind all that, get your phone ringing in whatever way you can. So Elise, before we let you go, you have any other little tip or anything, little last words of wisdom for us?
You know what? Consistency. That's the biggest thing. I just got off a call with someone else who about gave up on Deal Machine, and he ended up getting a call from a postcard from repeat mail. And so it's all about consistency. Brian reminded me of that. And I called back and the person had already sold it. And so if I would have followed up, I could have had it.
There you go. So figure out what you want that message to be that you want to send out there, get that marketing pieces going, whatever it may be, whether it's texting, sending mail, cold calling, whatever it is, get that marketing going, get your phone ringing, and then consistency on follow-up. That's where the deal comes from. And that's it. So Elise, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Awesome tip for Tuesday today. Thanks a lot for the Deal Machine as well. Get on Deal Machine, use the code SIMPLE, help yourselves out. How you get some deals, it's a great thing to do. And with that, that's it for Tip for Tuesday. We'll see you guys next week. Take care.
Have a great week, everybody.